Hey guys, with the help of Essence Alfa Romeo Maserati, we're able to look at the 2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia Sport. In the front, we have this large triangular grille and huge LED lights. On the side, it looks kind of like a Genesis G70. It's tough for me to say that, but it is nicely styled. And on the back, we see how much Alfa Romeo likes triangles in their design. Just like they have in their front grille, on the tail lights, you can see how it's triangular shaped as well. And of course, there's a prominent logo with that dragon eating a cross on the back. In the front headlights, they put a little bit of detail on it. They do have Alfa Romeo wording on it. It does have these nice daytime running lights that span the front of the car and the HID bulbs there. The car is dressed up with these gunmetal wheels, 19-inch 225/40 R19 on both the front and rear with the red calipers and Alfa Romeo written on them. The Alfa Romeo key is dressed up pretty nicely, with the backside showing buttons similar to the Maserati. As for entry, push the button on the door handle once to lock it. Just slip your hand in there to unlock the car. And as you look at the door panel, it does have this nice two-tone finish to it, brown and black. The door switches here for the windows don't resemble the Ghibli, which comes straight out of the Chrysler, which is a pretty nice touch on their part here. It does have auto up and down windows, and then this is the mirror control up here. And now situated from the driver's seat, this is what a view of the cockpit looks like, and the steering wheel as well. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise buttons, resume, set, and then two blank spaces here. This is the start-stop button, which takes a little bit of getting used to. And then on the right side, you have your phone controls and audio controls. And on the right side, you have this windshield wiper stalk where if you press up once, that wipes the wipers once. But if you want to use the intervals, you have to set this little switch here, as I'm showing right now. And that silver button you see on the far right, that actually controls the gauge cluster screen right here. So it flips through all the different screens that way. Thankfully, the left side stalk operates just like any other stalk. It has the turn signals and the high beams on it. On the left side of the steering wheel near the door, you have the headlamp control, which you can have automatic headlights, but if you want to turn it all the way off, notice that it doesn't stay in the off position, it goes back to automatic. You have the parking sensors off, the auto stop off, and then the gauge cluster light. And below that is a secret cubby. And over here we have the Alfa Romeo door stills, as well as the switch controls for the driver's seat. It does go forward, backward, and tilt front and back, as well as have 3 memory settings. And for some reason, the trunk switch is right here. But the pedals are pretty cool because they have the Alfa Romeo logo on them. And on these stunning orange colored seats, you have Alfa Romeo logo on the front 2 headrests as well. Right up on the dashboard, they kept it relatively simple. You have the hazard light switch right here, and then your HVAC controls, which are pretty simple compared to other luxury cars out there. Temperature, fan speed, and defrosters are easily seen. And right below that, you have a USB port and 2 cup holders. The shifter is a bit unique. You press park to park the car. To get into R and in D, there's a trigger behind there. You press the trigger and go up to R, press the trigger again to go to N, press the trigger and pull down to go to D, and then pull to the side to get to M, where you can go plus and minus, shifting the gears. Shift it back, you can shift it back to R and D, and press park to park the car. Right below the shifter are all the audio controls. This is the volume button, skip tracks as well. Here's the driving modes D, N, and A. And then this big wheel controls the large screen, as well as these 2 buttons on either side of it. The screen itself, it's got this super high glare, unfortunately, so it's pretty odd how that goes, but these are the different settings of the car. You can go into radio. If you go back, you can press the menu. You can go to media, phone, car, settings. And these are the different things that you can possibly do with the car. And then you can go to the right to control some of the sub-menus as well. Overall, I'm glad that Alfa Romeo made this media center easy to use aside from the large glare on the screen. I'm wondering if there's something you can spray on that to make it easier to see. The car has 3 different driving modes, D, N, and A, which affect the engine, the suspension, the brakes, and the accelerator, depending on the mode that you select. The car comes with a backup camera with guiding lines when you turn the steering wheel. And the glove box has this nice metallic handle, which when you open it reveals this Alfa Romeo booklet. And on the passenger side, here's the speaker, the window switch, and then the lock switch right next to the handle. Next to the electronic parking brake, we have the glove box, which has a really small amount of space and a 12-volt DC, as well as 2 USB ports and an aux port. Up here, we have an auto-dimming mirror with a power button, as well as the dome lights. And in the interest of saving weight, there is no sunroof in this car. Here's a look at the visor mirror, which folds down. When you fold it up, you have a light. Entering through the rear doors, we see the same two-tone finish like we do on the front seats. It does have a lock button next to the door handle. There is a nice stitching here, contrast. There's a speaker and the window switch. And here's a view of those orange-colored rear seats, which does seat 3 people. So in the back of the Alfa Romeo, I have adequate amount of room. Like, I'm sitting behind my own seating position and I feel comfortable in the back. Like, I can kick like this. I have enough room. Notice this. This is how much legroom I have. So I thought it was actually going to be a small car, which it is. It's like a 3 Series, but I do have plenty of room. Now, if the seat is all the way back, there's not going to be as much room. So I'll show it to you right here. In the back, all the way back, and you can see that with this is my hand. If I stick all my fingers like this is all the space that you get. That's it. That's if you put the seat all the way back. Other than that, if you pull this down, you have 2 cup holders and you have no pass-through to get to the back seat. Aside from that, for rear passengers, you get the 2 AC vents, which you can control in all the directions like this. And you get 1 USB port down here too. Here's a view of the cockpit from the rear seat. It looks pretty nice with that simplistic design. And in the next part, we're going to show off the engine noise. This car says 24 city and 33 highway MPG ratings. It does say premium fuel recommended. I'm surprised it did not say required. Pop the hood and they have this nice yellow tab to open up the hood with just one hand. And under the hood we have a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine which outputs 280 horsepower and 306 pound-feet of torque, which gets you to 60 in 5 seconds. And while the base price is $38,000, the car goes all the way up to $42,000 with all the options on it. And that is the 2019 Alfa Romeo Giulia. Hope you guys liked this video. Please drop a like if you did. Please comment with your thoughts, subscribe, and let me know what you think. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.